2K for the price of 1. Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about episode 16 of Kamen Rider Gavv. And also heads up that this will be the last episode of this year because we're not going to have another episode until next year on January 5th because we're taking a little break, which is normal. Which kind of sucks for the ending of the episode because we got to wait a long time for what happened next. But anyway, to get to that, let's start with this episode review. So after the recap, we see Hanta be defeated by Rojoe and get captured by him as Shoma can't really save him as he's pretty much still tired from his Cake King form and Hanta is taken away. Meanwhile, we see Lage 9 little supply come in high quality and quantity, impressing both Lango and Glota. As they explain that his power of forcing people to be happy with his little toxin is a temporary thing, but it helps with getting high quality food, which is exactly what I thought last episode. So yeah, he's gonna be very dangerous as they allow Rojoe to roam free to distract the rider and Lage continue to collect compressed people for them, which is a pretty evil thing to do. Shoma visits Dente as he tells Shoma not to beat himself up about Rojoe as he wanted to believe in someone that could change. As Dente thinks he created something dangerous with the dark tree as he wonders who Shoma takes after, as I gotta get that he takes after the mother's personality, as Shoma remembers Hanta's promise to defeat all the Granus as Shoma hasn't told him that he's a Granu, and then he tells him to hide that back for now as he'll be next on his list. But yeah, we'll be bringing in further hardship later in the show and I can't wait for that. Speaking of Hanta, we see him in an abandoned warehouse as he tied up and actually frees one of his hands, but just show that Rojoe can't really tie anything at all as he tried to escape, but then pretend to be knocked out again as Jeep and Rojoe enter as he tells Jeep that he brought Hanta for him. And we see a flashback showing how they made a plan to capture Shoma as Jeep seemed to be happy to take his revenge, giving himself his agent. As Rojoe wants some dark tree from Jeep, but Jeep is disappointed that it's not Shoma, it is Hanta. He decided to leave, leaving Rojoe like frustrated. I decided to butter up Lango instead, and Hanta finally learns a little more information about Stomach with the fact that he finally learns that Lango might be a top dog or something, as they will prove to Shoma that Granu cannot be trusted. I would see Shoma get info from the Gochiso of not fighting Hanta at all. I decided to join Amane at lunch as she guesses that he's glum for not making up with Hanta at all. I just say it's normal, arguing normal between friends, as finally we have a mention of Ritsu all the way back from episode 2, her friend, saying that they got an argument a lot, but they still make up after it. And he tells her to go and apologize if he did anything wrong, but Shoma said he already did, so she tells him that it's time for Hanta to come in and apologize as well. And also saying to remember the book of the Gift of the Magi story, which from last episode, about how thoughtfulness is important. As he wants Hanta to join their Christmas party, as Shoma promises to drag him no matter what as he leaves to fight him. Once again, Mane being left alone with the food. So yeah, poor food left for lunch. Somebody had to eat that. Meanwhile, we see Lage enter to a movie theater as he uses his toxin to force people to smile again in order to compress them. A little fun fact that the actor of the film seemed to be, I kind of guess that, like, I'm not really big of a Sentai fan, but apparently looking up like trivia, people comment, apparently it's supposed to be something about a movie, Yodai 3 or something like that, I don't know, but I do know the actor, funny enough, in the movie, it's actually Kirame Blue, Kohei Shoji, I probably butchered that name, so sorry, but it's pretty funny because Lage actors, it's actually Kirame Silver. They're pretty funny that they both appeared in one scene, it's pretty funny. But anyway, he compresses them and gives them to the agent again, as he acquired a lot of dark tree, as his soldiers play Lango and Glotto are proud of him, and to keep up the work and also stay hidden. I like to say he's gaining their trust, and I'm just wondering what's happening, what kind of game he's playing with saying gaining his trust, but be something to do with him and Nyelv plan. We'll have to wait to see. We see one of Lango's agents meet up with Rojoe as he tells him that his request was denied, as Rojoe gets angry as he wants to speak with Lango himself. And Hanta gained knowledge of a door to travel, which is one from all the other episodes, and we haven't seen that in a while, except for, Lage coming into our world, so we have to wait and see what that door is all about. As the agent tells him to get back to work, as Hanta pretends to wake up in pain, saying to spare his life, and he'll tell them about his knowledge of Shoma's weakness, which he probably doesn't really have that much. And the agent doesn't really care and leaves, as Rojoe gets angry and takes out his frustration on Hanta, pretty much knocking him out for real this time. As the Bushel Gochiso leaves out of Rojoe's pocket to run away in order to inform Shoma. And we see Nyelv work on his own driver. It's really cool to see. We're finally getting our treasury rider for the lead, being the Vlam driver. I'm gonna get it called the Vlam driver, something like that, but I know I think the writer did a car rider Vlam. And they based on Dente and Suga's data to make the driver for probably the next episode for our treasury rider. It sucked that we had to wait 2 weeks to see our debut of our treasury rider. Anyway, Shoma tried to find Hanta as Bushel comes in finding him, giving him the info where Hanta location is, as they go through the abandoned warehouse to find him. Rojoe goes to confront him, even mocking him, thinking that he'd come to save him from the dark tree, which is just, a pretty jerk thing to do. I hope he died. Shoma tried to transform, but then Rojoe warns him that Hanta could be in danger if he transforms, as Shoma decides to pull back his Gavv in order to hide it to make sure Rojoe could just wail on him. Shoma makes a plan to pretend to be knocked out so Rojoe could take him to Hanta, because pretty much, Rojoe's pretty desperate right now, so he'll do anything for Dark Tree. As it works, because Rojoe takes him to Hanta as he goes to inform Lango and Jeep. As Shoma gets up, waking up Hanta, pretty much freeing himself with the Gochiso he had. I decided to free Hanta, but then he just freed himself because, he just freed one of his hands, reprimanding Shoma as he was trying to enter the Granu world and infiltrate Stomach. He wanted to know the truth of their operation in order to find find out that they're evil so that they can actually get the revenge. Shoma realized that he did it for him, not for Hanta's sake. As Shoma also said that he was just trying to save Hanta, remembering to give the Magi about the topic about thoughtfulness, and they both apologized for their action. But then a nice moment. I really like this moment between these two riders. I love these two dorks. They're really nice people. But then Hanta still wants to go to the stomach, as Shoma says no, as he says that it could be dangerous, like there could be a big monster in the entrance. And he said that they need more info before jumping in, reminding Hanta of what he said all those episodes ago about not being able to do anything if he's dead. Now Hanta remembers his saying that just agrees with just laying low. As Rojoe comes back, as they all transform to fight one another. It was really cool to see our primary and secondary riders transform together. Looks really cool. As they fight Rojoe, but they struggle with damaging him thanks to his shell. It's a pretty funny little scene of how Shoma punches him and then just becomes spring like a cartoon and just bounces away from him. As Shoma makes a plan to trap Rojoe in the top of sheet in order to slash at him with Bushel, as Bushel goes to Hanta at this time. They both transform to their cake form with Valen Bushel form and Shoma to his caking form. I gotta say, it looks really cool. I really do like how Bushel actually combined well with Hanta's color. I feel like Bushel works better for Hanta than it does for Shoma's color scheme. It's already brown and the Bushel is brown and white, so I think it works better for Hanta overall. Maybe with this, we might get a key that maybe Hanta could transform to Zaku Zaku chips or Gurukan form. It'd be pretty cool to see him, what he looks like. But yeah, so far Bushel looked the best for him. They both begin to do well against him as Hanta decides to slash at him, and with a cool teamwork with Shoma actually blasting Rojoe and actually destroying his shell. It looks really weird. Rojoe looks really weird without his shell. It looks really funny. You see the yellow and all that. It looks pretty funny. I just can't take him seriously anymore. And we have a really cool one-take fight scene intercutting with some close-up of our two riders just beating up Rojoe. It looks really cool. I really like the fight scene in this episode. And it was cool to see Valen put Bushel's dust on top of Rojoe, then blasting him away with his gun, make him explode. As well as Shoma also blasting him away. It looks really cool. And Rojoe tried to flee, as Shoma actually summoned his own pawns to stop him with the decoration power. It looked really cool. And both the riders prepared their finisher, as Valen stops Rojoe with some Yule cake from making him escape. And they both make their slash attack in order to finally defeat Rojoe in a cool explosion. It looks really cool. I love the teamwork between them. And I'm finally glad Rojoe is finally dead once and for all. And they just in their fight complimenting each other. Not to say that he likes Bushel's form the most. And I gotta say, I do too. I love Bushel's form on Hanta. He should probably keep it. They go back to Amane's his little house and all three of them celebrate their Christmas party. As he's happy that Shoma and Hanta finally made up, as Hanta realizes that Shoma must be hiding something to not go, as he was very adamant of not letting him go to the Granut world, making him think that he's probably hiding something, which he is. I actually like that Hanta actually doesn't buy that Shoma doesn't know, which I really do like this moving plot point. As Shoma was wondering what would Hanta do if he informed that he's actually half Granut, and I can't wait to see when that happens, as Amane is happy for the party with Hanta. In fact, he called Hanta her employee, even though Hanta said that he's not. But then he just said that he's just here for the free food, which honestly, say, I'm with Hanta. I'm also just here for the party for free food. But then we end with something else, with Nyelv having finished his Blam driver and the pudding gochiso. Which I say the driver looks weird. I don't really like too much of how it looks. Maybe it would look better in action. But the pudding gochiso looks amazing. I love the pudding gochiso. Looks really cool. But I do like the color of both. It looks really cool on the driver and the gochiso. But yeah, I don't really like too much the driver. Maybe it'll look better in action when we see it next time. I decided to find the best candidate and decided that it had to be Lagan 9, which of course it did. We kind of really predicted it that it was going to be Lagan 9, going to be our treasury rider thanks to the leaks and rumors. And we see Lagan 9 walk through an alleyway at the episode end. Overall, it was a really good episode. Not as good as the previous two episodes, but that's what happened when you get a debut form. We had to go make a plot point. I will say that I'm finally glad we're getting more plot points for the next episodes, because now we have to wait 2 weeks for the next episode to come out, and I can't wait for that because thanks to the preview, we're actually gonna see Vlam in action. So yeah, I have to wait all that time to see Vlam in action. It's pretty maddening, pretty saddening, but still, can't wait to see Vlam in action. I'm finally glad Rojoe is dead. We can't really do anything much, so hopefully we'll probably have another Granut that maybe want to become a good person and stop eating dark treats. But I have to wait and see. But it's how Dente said that he made the dark treat be addicted, and saying that he probably was the biggest sin he ever made. I can't wait to see more about what other things Dente had said about his own studies. Especially the fact that Nyelv actually had Dente's notebook make me wonder what else Dente has created that could be dangerous to our riders. Maybe we'll probably find an upgrade for Vlam, or maybe Sugo could also have an upgrade for Valen, because we already have a poster reveal about the next arc for Kamen Rider Gavv. I can't wait to see what other thing, because the poster will probably talk about it in another video, explaining what I think will happen next year with Rider. Probably will be my final video for the year, talking about what happened next in Kamen Rider for 2025. I have a lot to say, especially with the poster reveal of Gavv and the news with Shirokura's interview. I can't wait to see. Overall, not a bad episode. It's just a basic one. Rating wise, I give it 7.4 out of 10. What do you guys think? You like the episode or do you not? What do you think about Valen Bushel for? What do you think about Hanta and Shoma? Hanta knowing about Lango and the red stomach, as well as finding out the doors and all that, and also thinking about how Shoma's hiding something. I can't wait for the argument. Can you? Because I can't wait to see what happens. happen when Honto and Shoma finally know each other's little secret, and actually how Honto would react to Shoma being half grande. Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Kamen Rider Gavv content. Peace!